all these leads against the Edmonton Oilers. It's like the Oilers can be down 4 goals and they come back like it's nothing.
We got a series now. I think this thing is going to reset, Scott. I think home ice advantage is going to hold true in this series. I think I told you that last week. I'm expecting this. I picked the Kings in 7 before the series started, and it's like plus 700.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
It's so crazy that you get both ends of that spectrum and the narrative trying to be correct in doing so and to make a statement for engagement. You're wrong, you've been wrong, and deal with the reality of the situation.
All of the people that analyze the draft mocked one in the first round, and even could he go to the Giants at number 3 or trade up back in that round. They got Dart, they didn't get Sanders, and the fall was on at that point.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to get a bunch of upsets. We're going to get a lot of craziness. Didn't happen as well. I mean, over the last calendar year, Sam, I don't ever recall 6 or 8 months of time in sports where the books lost, but here we are.
They estimate FanDuel and DraftKings lost $185 million combined for March Madness. So estimating not just that they didn't have a profitable March Madness, but it was a huge loss for them as well.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to...
All right, welcome in here on a very happy Wednesday to you now. June the 25th, it is Game Time Decisions on the SportsGrid Network. I'm Joe Raineri, and we're getting ready, of course, for the NBA Draft coming your way tonight. Let me save you the suspense. Cooper Flagg will be your number 1 draft pick here tonight. You're welcome. Now you don't have to watch it. Cam Stewart in the house with me here on Game Time Decisions. He just spoiled it. The spoiler alert, sorry. But I think I saw him earlier today, Cam, minus 100,000 to be the number 1 draft pick. That tells me there's not a lot of suspense as far as who's going to be drafted number 1 overall by, of all teams, the Dallas Mavericks. How lucky do you have to be with a ping pong ball in order to trade away Luka, and then you're lucky enough you've got Cooper Flagg waiting for you in the draft?
Great call, Joe. Look at the teams in the West. Minnesota went deep. Oklahoma City's young. They won the title. Like, Houston's getting better. Like, there's so many teams in the West. And then you look at the East. Boston's doing a little bit of a rebuild there. The Knicks, they get there, but they never get over the finish line. So very interesting stuff. You look at the power of the West, and it is strong, Joe. I guess the only thing we could really do with the NBA draft is maybe try to switch up a 3rd and 4th pick or whatever. You know what I mean? And try to, beat the books that way. But the first 2 are basically locks.
You got the Philadelphia 76ers with the 3rd pick, and that seems to be the big question mark. But knowing Philadelphia, they'll probably just draft some 38-year-old to go along with the 49 and 60-year-olds they already have on the team there. So that's the Philadelphia 76ers. But we got wall-to-wall coverage coming up for you here. After Game Time Decisions on the NBA draft, we got 15 Major League Baseball games on tap. Handful of them already in the books, including Milwaukee, Pittsburgh, in which Milwaukee, my goodness, they got their own young pitcher in Mizorowski that kind of outdueled Skeens today, got the win. Gore loses 1-0 to Pavetta as the Padres get it done. Kikuchi is beating Boston 5-2 right now. Toronto Blue Jays tonight, Cam. Welcome back to one and only Max Scherzer to the mound here. Are you backing him?
Well, Joe, the only way I go to the game where Scherzer starts, oh, he's hurt. That's just my luck. I'm like, great, Scherzer's out of the game. I got to be honest with you, Joe. Take a look at that total too, because McKenzie's kind of a gas can. Scherzer's probably not going to go very far, and I'm seeing an 8. Like, are we falling into a trap here? Like, the Blue Jays bats were pretty good the other night. I expect the Guardians to hit as well. That total seems very low to me. I like Cleveland tonight. I think it's a good spot for them to jump all over Scherzer, but the Jays will get their runs. But I'm on the Guardians. Also, another game, Joe, I'm glad you brought this to my attention before we started. This Oakland A's game, I don't know if you talked about it. Flaherty might be hurt.
Yeah.
It's $1.70, $1.80. Like the Tigers should be laying 240 in that game. And you know me, it's either going to be contrarian play or leave it. And I don't like to leave things alone, Joe. I like to go to the dumpster and bring out my metal detector and find some gold instead of cubic zirconium. The Athletics, they fit the bill right now, +1.5, and I'll saw it off with the money line slightly into the Orioles as a pooch as well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's no doubt we've seen it before with Flaherty. We know he's got some arm issues. The last couple of outings of his have been absolute gas can city. I mean, he has gotten absolutely lit up here. 7 innings pitch, 11 hits, 15 runs, strikeouts, giving up 4 home runs. That doesn't sound like a healthy Flaherty to me. I think I'm with you. Oakland, very dangerous here tonight. My question, though, is, yeah, and the over, too, as well. I agree. Are the Mets going to bounce out of this thing? Do we trust Clay Holmes to get it done here for the Mets tonight against the 20-year-old Fuentes of Atlanta?
I like the Mets. I don't like the price, Joe. Like if I'm going to do something with that, it's probably going to be a parlay piece. But do you really want to lay that kind of juice in a divisional game against Atlanta, who has bats and has power and can do a lot of things? And sometimes you worry about that Mets bullpen at the end of games. But I'll tell you one thing: I like the Mets tonight, but I just hate the price. They're probably going to win right now. I wish it was a little bit lower than that. It's actually gone down a little bit, but I think the Metropolitans get it done. Definitely a parlay piece. Like I put it in a nice parlay because the Guardians are only -115, 120. And with a line like that, you can get a nice plus price with the Mets and Guardians in a 2-game parlay.
I love it. Also, by the way, I mean, St. Louis has outdone the Cubs the first 2 games of this 4-game series. 7 home runs in a game yesterday for St. Louis. They won 8-7. Game 3 tonight with Boyd versus Fetty. And call me crazy, it's been nothing but Cubs money here today. There's no way St. Louis is going to win 3 in a row from the Cubs, is there?
It's Fetty. Yeah, no, what's wrong? Hey, Fetty's our friend. Like, I'll tell you something. I watched the Blue Jays go into Busch and murder these guys, and all of a sudden, baseball's so crazy, Joe. You played the game. Streaky, ride the streak, ride the streak. It's Redbirds or nothing in that spot for me. Should Boyd be laying 50 or 60 cents? The answer is no. I get it. The Cubs have bats, but that's just a bad price on a road favorite, and I'm not interested. Redbirds are nothing for me.
One of your favorites, Cam, Seattle. I mean, Minnesota's going the wrong way. My goodness, they are hitting a wall. But they got Joe Ryan at home versus Kirby here tonight. And quite honestly, I'm seeing nothing but Seattle money here. What are we looking at?
Yeah, this is a tough game, Joe. I was looking at it. I think Seattle's due, but really, do you want to bet on a team like that? I watched that series. It's been on the other channel when I'm watching the Blue Jays game, and I've just seen like their pitchers are getting absolutely like what is wrong with the Minnesota Twins? Like they started off so poorly. It looked like they were going to get back on track, and now they're struggling. I don't know what to do, Joe. Like, do you like the Mariners as a dog? Because you don't really have too much faith betting the Minnesota Twins right now, even at home with a short price. This is a very difficult baseball game to me. I'm going to stay in my lane, take a couple dogs, and but I don't feel comfortable laying it down with the Twins.
Yeah, I am with you 100% here. And as hard and crazy as it is, Cam, it's hard for me. Normally, I would have looked at this Yankee spot with Max Fried. I would have looked to lay the 1.5 as an away, way favorite because I know they'll get 9 at bats, right? So. But can we trust the bats to do enough against Brady Singer to even back the Yankees tonight?
No, that's the thing. I've been betting the Reds on this series. It's over $2 until you prove you can do something to me, Joe. Like it's one of those things that just me and you are kind of cut from the same cloth when we do the college football show. We'll look. I'm like, no, it's just a horrible price. I'll put 200, 220 with a team that I know can win, like maybe like a good Giant starter against the Fish tonight, or you can put the Dodgers in a parlay against the Rockies, who are horrible. But I just have no faith. Like you're laying over $2 with an ice cold team. I get it. Fried's a good pitcher, but Cincinnati can still hit. Like that price to me is out of, like the Yankees should be like $1.70 on the road. I think that's a horrible number. I'm not betting the Reds tonight, but I kind of lean under in that game for some reason, Joe. I might be crazy, but I really like the over in the Athletics game, and I lean over in the Blue Jays Guardians game.
Here's a note for you guys. Ready? Max Fried, 20-3 in his last 23 starts versus the National League Central.
Wow.
That's impressive stuff there for Max Fried there. Also, Philadelphia, Houston tonight. You know, they are the last 10 head-to-head under. They've all 10-0 to the under with Philadelphia and Houston. Wheeler on the mound tonight. Another under?
Yeah, I like the under, Joe. I think you couldn't have said any better. I think both pitchers will duel tonight. You look at prolific offenses with both of those teams, but with that pitching staff, I think it gets there. We just worry about the bullpens at the end, but Houston's playing better ball. The Phillies are red hot. Two great teams. I do lean under. It's a low total at 7.5, but I'd take it.
Hey, listen, if it ain't, that's the pure definition of it ain't broke, we ain't fixing it. 10 for 10 to the under. Let's make it 11 for 11 to the under here tonight in that one. The Dodgers are playing a minor league team. No point in talking about that, but we do have a pretty good PGA Tour event. The Rocket Mortgage Classic will break down as Game Time Decisions continues on the grid.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Time Decisions here on this Wednesday in the SportsGrid Network. I'm Joe Raineri, joined again by our good friend Cam Stewart as we're getting you ready, of course, for the NBA draft coming up a little bit later tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time. We'll have all the action for you here. Plenty to talk about with that. But in the meantime, Cam, we got a pretty good PGA Tour event coming up, the Rocket Classic this week in Detroit, and some pretty big names once again in this. What are we thinking?
What happened to the mortgage, Joe? Did tough market? Rocket, it could be anything, right? Like, I don't know, but that's the Rocket Classic. I thought it used to be the Rocket Mortgage. Here's the thing. Donald Ross course, Detroit Golf and Country Club, a beautiful little track. It fits suiting certain guys that can bomb it. It's all about the putting on this course, too. We've had some crazy winners in the past, like Nate Lashley at he won by 6 strokes in 2019. Cam Davis won at a huge number last year, like 90-1. So you can see a couple guys in the like 30 plus range to win this tournament. I'm not down with Morikawa. This guy, Joe, I don't know what's going on. He gets rid of his caddy again, like problems. Like, dude, get it together. Like, you were one of the best players in the world, and now he's questioning himself. Can't seem to get the job done. So I'm going to start with Cam Young. He'll be a very popular pick this week, and I see a course that suits his eye. And Joe, let's be honest. This guy almost won the Canadian Open, 4th at the U.S. Open. He's playing a lot better. Not his greatest weekend at the Travelers, but I love him at 28. Wyndham Clark is starting to show form. He can murder this course if his driver is straight this week. 35-1 is a respectable price. Brady Cannon and I both love Thompson's Water Seal. We're doing our deck this weekend, 45-1. Davis Thompson, nice and easy, right down the middle. If he gets streaky, he'll be there on page 1 on Sunday. Alex Noren, that's a disrespectful price for a very, very good player. And by the way, he went to Joe's school, Oklahoma State Cowboy. They love Swedes, 60-1. Ben On, can you make a 4-foot putt for me when I need you? 66-1.
I kind of like it, Cam. I like where you're going with that as well, because let's face it, we've got a couple of guys, including last year's winner, Cam Davis, 65-1 when he ended up winning the tournament. Ricky Fowler, by the way, back in 2023 took down this tournament. He was a 14-1 shot. And then Tony Finau back in 2022, he as well was a pretty big dog at 14-1. As we welcome Cam Stewart back in. But I mean, Cam, this has been a tournament.
Joe? Did we
Oh yeah, no, you're good. I got you. I'm just saying that.
I was like, I'm looking at you frozen. I'm like, hey,
no,
like doing the old tap dance.
I was just telling everyone, Cam, that this has been a tournament over the last couple of years where we've seen big numbers win this thing and take it down. So there's no reason to look chalky here, it doesn't feel like.
No, it doesn't, Joe. And that's the whole thing. Lashley was like 200-1. He won by 6 strokes. Cam Davis last year, 90-1. So you can get a bomb. It's going to be a lot of guys that are going to be close on the leaderboard. So this is what we're doing for top 20s, Joe. Luke Clanton's a guy, I think he's a lock for a top 20. He looks fantastic this week. Racerman is a guy from Duke who's really playing consistently well, a top 10 and 20 machine. Got her up and put him down, Joe. That's me at the bar. Hopefully, if we can get some more money in our pocket, if we win at golf, Chris got her up, and Chris Kirk, Captain Kirk from the University of Georgia, all top 20 picks. And I got to love Nate Lashley for a top 40. I'm almost getting 3-1 there, Joe. So that's one thing that the line might have changed, but on my book, he was plus 260. So watch out for Nate Lashley. He's one of these weird guys. He only plays a couple courses well, and this is one of them. So I'm going to take a big flyer. First round leaders. This is where we got to get the money and roll it over in the tournament. Joe, you know who's there. Our boy, Kashmir Keith. Hey, Keith, do you like Thursdays? He's like my quarter horse. Goes out there, race is over. Where are you on the weekend? Nowhere to be found. 55-1. Got her up as a guy that I really like at 65-1. Afternoon nap, very healthy for you at 70-1. Carver got better number than me, but I love 70-1. Chris Kirk is a notorious Thursday warrior. Patrick Rogers, 100-1. And the Slammin' Finn, Sammy Valimaki, 110-1. First round leaders, Joe, will spread it all over the board. I like Morikawa, too, to come out of the gate hot. He's 26-1, I think, but also he'll fade by the weekend. He starts hot, usually in the top 5, and kind of goes backwards after that.
There has to be something wrong here, Cam. I'm looking at your list of picks, and Eric Cole is not on it.
Nope, no cocaine, no Jaggers. No, I'm in rehab. Except for got her up. Got her up's like, hey, pal, let's got her up and put him down at the tavern. And I'm like, okay, Chris, slow down. I'm working my way back to be a regular human being. You're right. No beverages this week. No Ryan Ginger. No, just a lot of other weird guys. Yeah, naps and Star Trek characters with Kirk and Mitchell. I don't know what the hell's going on here. But anyway, I'm betting Finns.
Do we have a prop on how many lockers Wyndham Clark destroys this week? Do we have any ideas? Of 2, maybe his own? You want to talk about?
Place is a dump, Joe, but he's not invited. Like next thing you know, he put a brick through my TV. Next thing you know, bam, the table's in half. I'm like, window, anger.
Not good.
Dude, the guy's going to Oakmont Country Club and know what you do? You go outside with a golf club and smash things. You don't do it in the locker room.
Exactly.
Lockers are nice. If you're gonna go rage, go grab a boxing, get some gloves and a punching bag and start going wild or kick some things. You know what I mean? You don't do it in the men's locker room. It's ridiculous. Man, that's crazy stuff.
That's country club rage, Cam. Only a dude named Wyndham would go into a country club and smash a locker like you think he has a right to do it.
I love it. She actually went on a date with Wyndham Clark, eh? When me and Gabe were doing the show, she's like, I met some golfer, Wyndham Clark. I mean, the guy who won like a major. She's like, all he did was want to talk about golf and stuff like that. There was no second date. I go, well, Taylor Mathis, you do your
He smashes lockers now.
Yeah, he smashes
at major
lockers.
championships. Ridiculous. You saw, and we both saw, Cam, we both saw Keegan Bradley win last week. He is the captain of the Ryder Cup. There's no way he doesn't play, right? As the captain, I think he's earned it. No?
Joe, if we're on the panel, we're there. And another thing is, guys, Keegan Bradley could do well again this week. He's playing for points. He wants to get in himself. He doesn't have to pick himself in this thing. He wants to do it solely on points. So watch out. Maybe he's on a heater again, Joe, and we'll look at him maybe live in the tournament. But people are like, fade him. I'm like, I don't know about that. This guy's playing really good. I wouldn't fade him at all.
I love it. Cam Stewart, awesome stuff as usual,
Thanks,
man. We appreciate the time, and we've got much more Game Time Decisions coming your way next year on the Grid.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, like, how do we account for that in our handicapping? Like, two good pitchers on the mound, but you look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers, because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way, and now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and safe, right?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in here. Game Time Decisions on the SportsGrid Network. A lot going on here, getting you ready, of course, for the NBA draft coming your way in a little bit over an hour. But we've been telling you plenty of soccer going on this time of year, including the Club World Cup underway, and it's getting good now. A lot of money at stake, and our good friend Marcelino Ortiz in the house try to help us navigate through the teams that remain. We saw Borussia Dortmund get it done. We also have our team Inter Milan going here tonight versus River Plate. What are we doing here tonight, Marcelino?
It's so much fun. We get into the most exciting part of the tournament. The last game in the group stage is always high voltage when teams have something to fight. Inter has a crucial game in front of River Plate. These teams will go out and do everything they can to get through to the next phase. River Plate has the pressure on them because Boca Juniors were eliminated, being their arch rivals in the Argentinian league. They must move on, but in their way is also Monterrey. We have two very, very volatile games. Urawa from Japan versus Monterrey, Inter versus River. My pick right now is Inter winning 3-1. Both teams scoring, Inter winning at the half and at the end. And then on the Monterrey game, I'm going all with Monterrey. Sergio Ramos, the great Real Madrid player that won multiple Champions Leagues. He is with Monterrey. He's playing at very, very high level. I see him scoring in this game and Monterrey taking the victory 2-1.
You like that? It's a low total, too, 2.5. You like more goals in this one here. I am with you on that one. But we got a couple of good ones coming up on Thursday as well tomorrow. And Man City Juventus. Come on, Marcelino. Where are we going with this one?
This is a preview to the later stages of the game. Right now, I have shifted my analysis, and right now, my pick to take it all is without a doubt Manchester City. Manchester City has come to a moment that is crucial. They have Rodri, the Ballon d'Or from last year, the best player in the world, back in the squad and playing little by little at the level that we know him at. So I think this has changed the motivation of the whole squad. We see Guardiola being the coach that he is known to be, and I feel like Manchester City will do everything they can to win the 3 games in their group and advance in very first place. So I believe that Manchester City is going to take a beating over Juventus 3-0. Juventus looked really shaky on the group stage. Smaller teams were able to hurt them. So I truly think that this is a Manchester City game all the way. And then I see them advancing all the way to the final.
All right, so we also have Real Madrid taking on Salzburg. Interesting one. Pretty big favorite, Real Madrid. You aren't exactly a big fan necessarily.
I think that Real Madrid is in a rebuilding process. Javi is a new coach. There's a bunch of players that were not taken in account by the previous DT, and now they're getting minutes. So I feel like after I saw how they struggle last game against lesser competition, I feel like Real Madrid will struggle to compete at the later stages. I still see them advancing easily tomorrow. They're going to beat Salzburg without a doubt. They have that luck of Real Madrid that they know how to play these big games. So I think that they're going to win, but I don't see them advancing past the round of 8 if at all.
All right, so you and I have talked. My Inter Miami team almost pulled off the upset as a 5-1. They had a 2-0 lead in that game, Marcelino, and it ended up a draw. But now they're going to open up over the weekend against PSG. What are we thinking
Paris
here?
Saint-Germain. I think this is going to be the game that all American soccer fans are waiting for. This is the moment where the eyes of the world are in the MLS. I think that after LAFC and Seattle were both eliminated with very little to take home with, Miami and Messi will have to pull this through. The analysis in paper says PSG will win this game. They will score in the first half and they will score in the second half. But this is Messi. Messi on an elimination game is hard to bet against. So I see Messi scoring 2 goals in this game and pushing this to the extra times and maybe penalty kicks. But there's a slight growing possibility that Miami pulls this upset. Those 4 players, Messi, Busquets, Jordi Alba, they are at a whole different level.
Yep. Don't mind the over in that one either. I do think goals are coming there, Marcelino. Listen, we got plenty of soccer left to be decided, my man. We appreciate your time as always. We're looking really forward to getting it going. 2 great games tonight. We got 4 tomorrow and then a whole bunch on the weekend. We'll talk to you then, Marcelino. And Game Time Decisions, another hour coming up here on the grid.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, how do we account for that in our handicapping? 2 good pitchers on the mound, but You look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers, because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The early line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome in. Game Time Decisions here as we inch a little bit closer to the start of the NBA draft. And again, I don't want to ruin it for a lot of people, but from what I'm hearing, sources say, yeah, we have a pretty unanimous decision on who's going first tonight. Cooper Flagg will undoubtedly be a Dallas Maverick in about 60 minutes from now, but we've got much more coming up on the draft throughout this hour. And then, of course, a very special edition of In Game Live, who will be covering the draft, each and every pick here in the first round. But in the meantime, we got plenty of Major League Baseball action tonight. Let's bring in our good friend Mark Zinno here, who's got his eye on a couple of these games coming up tonight. It's kind of interesting. We had some day games already, some good ones. In fact, the Padres and Nats just finished up 1-0 win for the Padres there. We have the Mets and the Yankees getting ready to start here in a couple of minutes. I don't know what to say about the Mets. I thought they only won at home, but I guess they only win at home when they're not playing Atlanta. Like, what is going on here, Zin?
I mean, kind of crazy. Atlanta swept them down in Atlanta, and they've won the first two games of this series. So they haven't lost to the Braves all year long. But again, right after the Braves swept the Mets, they lost 2 or 3 to the Marlins in the next series. So it's still a very perplexing team to figure out, the Atlanta Braves are. But, like, it's one of these spots here where if the Mets don't win this game, they're really in danger of getting swept. Griffin Canning goes for the Mets tomorrow, and he's like a fade right now. The incredible start he had for the first 2 months is long gone. He's getting banged around a lot. So the Mets send their best starter to the mound, Clay Holmstead, against Didier Fuentes, who only made one start so far this year, made it against the Marlins, gave up 4 runs in 5 innings on 6 hits, including a bomb. And he's not a guy that I really want to trust. I mean, if you're going to play the Mets and you're still getting at them at under $1.50, to me, it's worth it. The Mets had a lead and they blew it last night late or later in the game, I should say. And, I just don't like them in any of their spot. They got to feel some sense of desperation tonight to put up some runs, score, and go out and beat a Braves team that I still don't think is very good.
Yeah, well, I'm with you here. The Braves are Jekyll and Hyde unless they're playing the Mets, but they are 10-5 in Clay Holmes' start. So the Mets tend to win the games that he sets on the mound at a pretty good price. I would love to look at the Yankees on the run line being an away favorite, knowing they're getting 9 at-bats in with Max Fried on the mound. But my Lord, are they going to score enough to even get there?
No. This is a trustworthy lineup at this point in time. In fact, I played the first 5 under in this game. You have to believe that Max Fried, who is a lefty, And if there's one thing we know the Reds don't do particularly well is hit left-handed pitching. You have to believe he's going to be able to keep this team, this Reds team, to a run or less over the first 5 innings. He is their ultimate stopper. They need a win. They need him badly. The hard part is can the Yankees score? I mean, the bottom line is that over the course of the last 3 weeks, some guy named Cal Raleigh became the best hitter in the American League, and it's no longer Aaron Judge. And that's not to say that Judge isn't the best player in baseball. I still think he is overall, but he's hit the skids over the past 2.5 weeks. And if Aaron Judge isn't the guy manufacturing runs and producing runs for the Yankees, nobody else can do it. Paul Goldschmidt's hot start is gone. Cody Bellinger is still hitting 220, his weight. And there's nobody else in this lineup that you trust. Yeah, Ben Rice hit a home run last night. That's great. He won't hit another home run for the next 3 weeks. So that's kind of just the reality of where the Yankees are right now. They're an untrustworthy lineup. You can't back them. I certainly wouldn't lay 1.5 on them, but I do think overall this is a spot here where Brady Singer, who's good enough at home to keep the Yankees at bay, because if he can keep the ball in the ballpark, and that's really the bugaboo for Singer, he's given up 9 home runs this year. If he can keep the ball in the ballpark, they should be able to stay under this number.
What do we do here? And I find it fascinating. 10 for 10 to the under the last 10 times the Astros and the Phillies have met. And of course, you got Zach Wheeler going against Colton Gordon, who's actually been pretty good for the Astros. Do we trust these teams to bust out and score a lot of runs? Are you leaning one way or the other?
I mean, I don't love the sample size for Colton Gordon, but let me tell you what Colton Gordon has done. Okay. He faced the Rays twice prior to June when they started hitting the snot out of the ball. He's faced Kansas City, who can't hit. He's faced the Guardians, who can't hit. He's faced the Athletics, who are on a great scoring team, and the Twins, who are mediocre. So he has not faced a lineup other than Seattle, who scored 3 runs off of him in 5 innings on 7 hits. And so that's the best lineup he's faced. Seattle was away from home, obviously. Their home road splits are dynamic. So, yeah, you give him credit for a good start when he was at home against Seattle. But other than that, he hasn't faced a really, really good lineup. You have to believe that
Yeah, you do. You actually have to believe he's gonna show up tonight. Is he not,
Yeah.
Wheeler? Like, you got to believe in a dome. He's not going to be giving up a ton, right?
Not only that, you have to believe the Phillies are actually going to start to hit the ball again. And with Wheeler there, that to me, seems more of a favorable spot to play Philadelphia here against Colton Gordon. Again, I mean, is the 155, the 150 that you're laying with Philadelphia all that appetizing? Probably not. But if you wanted to look at a situation where you're going to lay it on the run line with Philadelphia, getting all 9 at bats, this may be the spot to do it. Simply, again, because you're also, looking at a spot here where they're going to have to score because the Astros bullpen is really good, and they're not. If you can get to them early, if you get to Colton Gordon early, you should have some wiggle room here to tack on some runs late.
I'm not sure who the market thinks is good. Is it Sandy Koufax pitching? This Marlins Giants total is hilarious. It's 6.5. And Webb has been phenomenal. Don't get me wrong here, but 6.5 with these 2 pitchers tonight against the Marlins.
Well, the problem is that the Giants are a putrid offense. I mean, that's really the reality of what it is here. Edward Cabrera is good. He's okay. He's got decent numbers, but he's not got blow you away, swing and miss kind of stuff that everybody's going to start hitting. This is a Giants team that struggles to hit the ball at home and struggles to score runs at home, and it's a problem. I mean, they're bottom 5 in batting average at home this year, and they play in a cavernous ballpark that doesn't produce a lot of runs overall. They have Logan Webb going, who's number 2 behind Tariq Skubal in 5th this year. So he's a guy that just, doesn't get touched up a lot. And this is a Marlins lineup that doesn't score a ton either. So the number is a little bit ludicrous. 7.5, I get. 6.5 makes you kind of scratch your head and go, are we really going to do this? Are we really going to take the under here? I wouldn't touch it, but maybe, just maybe, if you can stomach it, take the Giants' first 5 run line and see if they can score something early.
I don't hate that at all, but what are we doing? I mean, listen, we make fun of Colorado, but they've been way more competitive over the last couple of weeks than they were the whole season. It was a nice win by the Dodgers last night, but Yamamoto on the mound tonight. What? They ain't laying $3, are we? What are we doing?
No, I wouldn't lay $3 with anybody's money. Again, just because the sheer number at plus 1.5 is plus 185, you're in that plus situation. Sprinkle a little bit down there, split a unit, half on the run line, half on the money line. See if you can get lucky here. But Dollander is just a mess. He gets rocked around a ton. He's not a trustworthy starter. Again, do you want to sit here and try to take the Dodgers over 5.5 again? I don't know. It's the numbers aren't appetizing. Stay away from me.
I agree. There's other games to be going here tonight, that's for sure. Mark Zinno, always a pleasure, brother. Appreciate the insight. We'll see you again tomorrow. We got more Game Time Decisions coming your way next on the Grid.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Time Decisions on the SportsGrid Network as we're getting ready, of course, for the NBA draft tonight. Who will it be going number one? Well, stop. We all know who's going number one. It's Cooper Flagg. And the books are telling us that by putting it at minus 100,000 tonight to be the first pick off the board. But there's still a lot more to be decided at the draft here and our coverage getting ready at the bottom of this hour for you. But got to welcome in our good friend Brady Cannon first here, who will no doubt be ready in a couple of weeks. We got, one more major that we can possibly dive into the futures market with, plus the Rocket Classic now in Detroit coming up. But Brady, I mean, there's a few don'ts in this world, and one of them is don't ever bet Tommy Fleetwood with a lead on a Sunday, apparently. Is that correct? Is that part of it?
This poor guy,
Wow.
man. My goodness, man. I think everybody feels bad for him. As many people that are excited about Keegan Bradley, including our own Mike Carver, Cam Stewart, and Keith Stewart. I was the only Dumbo on the SportsGrid golf crew that didn't have Keegan Bradley. Those guys all went to the window with him. But boy, a good friend of mine from the UK, a tremendous golf handicapper named Ben Coley, I thought made a really good point this week. He said, Tommy should be playing in the Rocket Classic. He should be playing in the John Deere. He only plays really in signature events and majors. How does he expect to ever win a PGA Tour event if he's only going up against the very best of the best? And granted, he does extremely well. He's one of the best players in the world, but he could probably break through and get that monkey off of his back by playing in tournaments like we have this week.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Poor guy. And Keegan Bradley doing exactly what Keegan Bradley's been doing all season long. I think that win kind of secures his spot on this. I know he's the captain of Ryder Cup, but, sometimes you worry about the captain's picks and him not picking somebody because he's playing. But who else would you pick besides Keegan Bradley to want to play in this thing?
Yeah, and I saw another good point made that I think you probably cause too much distraction if he's not a pick. Because then everybody's second guessing, going, well, he shouldn't have picked this guy because he should himself be on the team and stuff. I think it's real easy. I mean, he should be on the team. He's got to be one of the top 12 guys in America right now that I can think of. I mean, he's won. I know he won back in the FedEx Cup playoffs. He won at Castle Pines in Colorado. It feels like he's won another time not too far off from that. But, I mean, really, ever since he was awarded captaincy, he has been so motivating. I mean, gosh, he's been outstanding. So, no, let's say he wasn't the captain. He'd make the team, right? I think you got to put him on.
I don't think it's even a question here, but we do have some big names coming up this week here in Detroit. What are we looking at, Brady? What can we expect at this tournament?
Well, I tell you, another guy like Tommy Fleetwood that is trying to get his first PGA Tour win is Cameron Young. And I have avoided him like the plague for a long time, Joe, but I'm going to jump in this week. And it's exactly what we're saying about Fleetwood. This is a perfect golf course for Cameron Young. It caters to bombers. There's not a lot of rough. And his putter has been greatly improved as of late, really for about the last 6 months or so. And he's also, by the way, finished runner-up here before. Like he's done 7 times around the world. So he's been runner-up here. He's also finished 6th. It's a perfect course for him. You got a watered-down field. I'm going to go ahead and jump in and take a shot with Cameron Young this week. And I hope he gets it done because he needs to get that monkey off his back as well. And then I went with Davis Thompson. I was on him last week. He had a very nice week at the Travelers, finished 25th. But he was 3rd in the field for strokes gained approach. So that tells me the irons are really going. If he can get the putter hot, then I think he's going to be in the mix. He finished runner-up here last year, and he was a winner the following week where we go next week at the John Deere. So I think this is a good time of year for Davis Thompson. Stefan Jaeger at 70-1, another bomber who can putt. And it's a pretty simple formula at this golf course, Joe. It's straightforward. The fairways are wide. There's not much rough. And it's a putting contest. It's bomb it, chip it, and putt it. And Stefan Jaeger is a very good guy at doing exactly that. And he's one of the better players in this field. And then I went with Emiliano Grillo, who's had great success here. Took him at 80-1. He's also finished runner-up at some similar tracks that I identified, like the 3M Open. He's been playing really hot as of late, a great wedge player from between 75 and 150 yards. And he's been a much improved putter for the last handful of years. And then finally, Chris Kirk, another great wedge player who, that steady Eddie veteran who's had a number of top 20 finishes here, got him at 80-1. So a 6-pack there for you. Oh, I forgot my last guy, my longest bomb at 87-1. This guy finished 19th at the U.S. Open and was ninth in that field for strokes gained approach. His irons have really been good. And that's the Frenchman, Victor Perez, at 87-1. Took a shot with him as well.
So I believe there's a prop over under 6 lockers Wyndham Clark will break here in Detroit, Brady. I'm not sure if you have any action on that one there, but when you look at some of these guys here, we have seen the winners in past provide some big numbers. I mean, Cam Davis was a pretty big number. We've seen this is the kind of tournament where don't be surprised if a bomb wins. You got a couple on the card here, but you like Cameron Young to eventually, if not bust through, he's going to be up at the top, is he not?
Yeah, I played these guys for finish positions too. I took Cameron Young and Davis Thompson for top 20. I think that's a really good bet. I took the other 4 guys, Yeager, Grillo, Kirk, and Perez, all for top 40. And every one of those bets is at plus money. The worst one is Grillo at even money. So, I like all of those bets as well. Yeah, it's kind of a crapshoot here. You're bound to get a long shot. I don't think we're going to get Morikawa. I don't think we're going to get Cantlay. And I don't think we're going to get Cam Davis for a third time. He is in really bad form right now, almost as bad as Wyndham Clark.
Yeah, minus the busted lockers there, Brady. But I'd be willing to take a flyer on the over 6.5 lockers getting destroyed as he misses the cut there. Brady, we appreciate it as always. We'll see you again. Game Time Decisions continues on the grid.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple of days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, how do we account for that in our handicapping? 2 good pitchers on the mound, but you look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers, because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and safe, right?
The early line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Time Decisions here on the SportsGrid Network as we are getting you ready for the 2025 NBA Draft, a very special edition coming your way. We've got coverage from the first pick right through in the first round, right till the end, all the moves, everything that you need to know coming your way. Ben Stevens, Kevin Walsh, the coach, Tom Vecchio, all will be on hand with everything that you guys need to know as it happens. And here's what we do know at this point. with this NBA draft. We do know that Cooper Flagg, more than likely at minus 100,000. We've never quite seen odds like that. There aren't any sure things in the sports betting universe. There are no locks. But at minus 100,000 for Cooper Flagg to be the first name called tonight in the draft, that is about as close to a lock as you are going to get. And of course, the Dallas Mavericks were the one lucky enough in order to be able to pull that one down there. I'm still not quite sure how they did it with such a minuscule chance of getting that ping pong ball and getting the opportunity to get the number one pick. Well, that is exactly what they got. So Cooper Flagg, in all likelihood, will be joining the Dallas Mavericks, who also earlier today signed a 3-year extension with one Kyrie Irving, $119 million. So Kyrie did have a player option for about $42.5 million that he had declined. And if I'm him, I would go ahead and take the longer deal just like he did. He got the extension he wanted, which means, depending on when he shows up next year, keeping in mind that he is recovering from an Achilles tear last season, him along with, I believe, 8 total guys this year blowing out their Achilles. There's got to be something to be said about bringing back high tops. I'm just saying, maybe the lowriders ain't cutting it anymore in the NBA in an 82-game season. However, Kyrie will be joined, of course, Derek Lively, Anthony Davis. You throw Cooper Flagg in there. And then, of course, you got Klay Thompson coming back. And just like that, the Dallas Mavericks over the next couple of years, yes, a lot of people still scratching their heads about Luka, but the reality is you got a pretty viable team out in the loaded West that you need to pay attention to, because Cooper Flagg is going to be one of the most sure things we have seen in a very, very long time. Everything we're hearing about Cooper Flagg, where this is a guy that was going to be the number one pick, and he's known it since he agreed to go to Duke last season, shows up in fantastic shape from what we heard. He could play basketball tonight, they said, and be in perfect shape, ready to go, didn't take any time off. You got to love what Cooper Flagg brings to the table and will bring to the Dallas Mavericks organization. So kudos to Dallas for, well, getting the luck of the draw and being able to let the Dallas Mavericks fans once again forget that they traded away their franchise stud in Luka. But they got Cooper Flagg, and I think Dallas will be celebrating tonight. Dylan Harper appears to be the odds-on favorite to go second. The San Antonio Spurs look like a team that is going to go there. And why not? De'Aaron Fox, Stephen Castle, Dylan Harper, point guard out of Rutgers, seems to be an overwhelming favorite to be that number 2 pick. It gets interesting with the number 3 pick because Philadelphia is the wild card of the night. What are they going to do? Are they going to accumulate more picks and maybe move down? Are they going to hold the number 3 pick? Anything is possible, but VJ Edgecombe out of Baylor appears to be the player that many mock drafts think is going to go to the 76ers, if in fact that's the direction they want to go. But it does seem that the number 3 pick could be up in the air. It might not be the 76ers. It could be, well, the Charlotte Hornets moving up a spot. So there's a lot still to be determined outside of those top 2 picks. It should be a heck of a night for the NBA draft. Never too late to start looking ahead here for next year's NBA championship odds. Lot to be determined here tonight, and we have got you covered here on SportsGrid. Get ready. Live NBA draft coverage is next on the grid. We'll see you tomorrow for Game Time Decisions.